And we're back. It's currently 5:12. You're listening to WICR Radio, and this is DJ Double Cup, along with DJ Augie is back with us, and DJ Kev. Thank you for joining us, fella.
Hello, hello.
And we're here to talk about the NBA playoffs as they have begun this past Saturday, April 13th, with a tremendous amount of upsets. Kind of unprecedented this year, but Orlando picked up the W against Toronto Raptors. Orlando Magic, a seventh seed or what? Eighth seed? Seventh seed?
Seventh seed, yeah,
Seventh seed beat number 2 seed Toronto in a very close, tight knit match. DJ Augustine coming up with the winning bucket in the last minute with 3.4 left, hitting the game winning three. As me and Kevin both watched, Kevin, what could you tell throughout the pace of the match?
Kyle Lowry should not be an NBA
point guard,
whatever you want to call it.
Okay, all right. So he shouldn't be a starter. All right, as he laid up a nice goose egg of 0 points.
At least in the playoffs, he's time and time again showed us that he's not mentally ready to score.
I feel you. Okay,
when it's time.
Would you say that because they have Kawhi Leonard, a lot of people have picked him to be a favorite, but have overshadowed the fact that Kyle Lowry was pretty much one of the reasons why Toronto weren't able to surpass LeBron last year?
Yeah, there's a reason why they had a nickname on Twitter, at least, of the Trash Brothers, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry.
Very true, very true.
Now, Kawhi Leonard is very good, as you saw towards the end. I think he made like 5 consecutive shots to bring them back.
Yeah, he did tie.
He missed the.
Yeah, he did miss that last chance shot.
If it was a tie or last chance.
But he did hit the 3 to tie at 99 with like a minute left. So, and then he hit the go ahead bucket with 49 seconds to make it 101-99.
And Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, had a monstrous game. He had a bunch of blocks, and he had what, 24?
He had 24 points, 9 rebounds, 42 minutes played. Absolutely insane.
Which, as you can see, I mean, they didn't get much production out of the bench, as Orlando's bench was on fire. Michael Carter-Williams had a very, very surprisingly well game. Even got hit in the face and maybe fractured his nose, and he was upset. But you know what? It paid off. His work ethic proved that he could outsmart Kyle Lowry a lot of the time during that game. Eric Fournier had a great game as well. But DJ Augustine, once again, came in clutch, got a couple good steals against Kyle Lowry, as well as just harassed him the whole game. I mean, the kid, Kyle Lowry, chucked up 9 shots? And
Kyle Lowry shot 7 shots. 6 of them were threes, and none of them went in.
And just think about it. They lost by 3 points. If he makes 1 3, if he makes a layup and a foul and makes the free throw, it goes to overtime. Or at least makes a difference in the momentum of that game.
Exactly.
But besides that game, the Nets also pulled up a great victory over the number 3 Sixers. Brooklyn is a 6th seed, as they were able to get a nice victory. D'Angelo Russell got a 26-point debut, which was pretty surprising because I couldn't even think that it's his debut in the playoffs. It's been like 3 seasons with him in the NBA. Yep. But I mean, granted, the Lakers are terrible. Shout out LeBron.
Yeah.
But
and then now who knows what they're going to be next year?
Exactly.
Cleaned out office.
Exactly. Magic Johnson no longer there, as that was another big news.
Magic
Luke Walton is now with the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
But yeah, Magic seemed as if he was very pleased to leave the Lakers.
He shouldn't have even taken that.
I mean, I don't know why. He owns cinemas. He is a part owner of the Dodgers.
If it worked out, it would have been the greatest thing he did.
That's true.
That's true. He would have cemented his legacy as not only like one of the best Lakers, but one of the best Laker front office.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys. You know what I mean?
He would have got that Jerry West treatment.
For real.
And you look at West and what he's doing for the Clippers, it's kind of ironic that, the other LA team, the Clippers, are in the playoffs. Funny enough, even though they traded their best player 2 years ago, traded away Blake Griffin a couple years ago, and just traded DeAndre Jordan, they still found a way to make it to the playoffs.
What do you guys think about the Philadelphia fans booing, even though the game was still?
Philadelphia fans are a different breed of human beings.
That is true. I mean, and we're from New York, and we are, a loud bunch as well. But
no, Philly's a different breed of human.
Because I feel like we at least support our players up until the final 5 minutes, right. And we're like, you know what? You guys did not play at all. You didn't even try. You guys were terrible. I want my money back. Versus Philadelphia, it was like the second quarter, and they were only down by like 8, 10 at a certain stretch, and they were getting booed after every shot, after every miss, after every loose ball or whatever foul.
Yo, they're angry people. Like, no offense, not like I'm
Let's
like,
not just say all of Philadelphia.
No.
But let's say sports fans.
But they're a tough crowd, like especially Philly. Like like Eli Manning was like, "Yo, Philly's a weird place to play because you got like 9-year-olds cursing at you with words you didn't even know existed, like saying stuff about your mother, and looking at this kid's in middle
and being
school.
Reminded about how great Peyton is.
Yep. Yo, for real. And then it's like, dude, they ran Nick Foles out of town, and he won them a Super Bowl.
Exactly, and he got a lovely payday with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So I don't know, Philly's a different breed, but.
Absolutely.
You know who else is a different breed? Is James Harden.
James Harden is a different breed.
He put up 30 points last night.
That is correct, Mundo.
Yeah, for real though.
Houston, showed a great amount of effort, and they destroyed the Jazz basically in the third quarter.
They got 30 points on the Jazz.
Did they? I think so. I mean, because after a certain point, I had to tune out. I wasn't giving any respect to the Jazz, and I just felt like it wasn't even worth my time watching them bring the ball up. But yeah, they lost by 32 points. So whoever covered the spread on that, fantastic job.
Do we think that Donovan Mitchell overachieved in his rookie season?
Yes.
In terms of offensive output?
Maybe, but I would say it's more or less that no one expected the Jazz to do anything last season. Yeah. So that the fact that he was just decent enough, and I won't even say he did do good. The fact that he was just good enough, I feel like a lot of expectations were that he was going to continue that this next season. Which, I mean, he did. His playing ability didn't fall off. I just think that they didn't put anybody around him, like in terms of being another scorer or another person who could build their shot off the dribble. Yeah. So it kind of puts him in a position to only be the sole playmaker.
No, I think he's clutch. I just think he came out of the wood. It's like every time you have these rookies that come out of the they come out and they just light the world on fire, and then the next year they're just as good. It's just.
We expect people,
you have expectations.
You expect that next leap of
unless they're LeBron, who just
exceeds,
dominates every year, and he's not like a top 10 player, rather like a top 1 or 2. Where Donovan Mitchell is still a phenomenal basketball.
Well, yeah, I would still argue him as like a top 10 shooting guard.
Also, he was underrated always. You know what I mean? He actually went to my high school. I like Donovan
as
Mitchell.
was. Cool. I mean, plus he was. Out of high school, he was highly recruited for baseball. So,
but he went to Louisville, which was like when you go to it's a kid from your high school, everybody's going crazy. Like,
absolutely,
right? But then he sort of like got lost in the college, because he wasn't Lonzo Ball, right?
No, of course. I mean? And then plus on those Louisville teams, it wasn't like he was the star player for those teams.
And Louisville's not a basketball powerhouse
anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean the whole scandal.
Yeah, exactly. Because for I would say past 10 years when the Big East was still relevant, Louisville was still.
But so then he sort of, and then he still went in the first round. So it's like.
So it was a steal of a pick if you think about it, because it wasn't like anybody was scouting him.
You think Magic Johnson would go back and take him over Lonzo at 2?
You think you think Magic doesn't trade Russell after seeing that performance against the Sixers?
It was Russell, it was Randall, even.
You think he doesn't sign Timothy Mozgov again?
Even didn't they have Brook Lopez too?
Yes, at one point. Yeah.
Who's just having good fun now in Milwaukee?
Yeah,
number 1 seed in the whole NBA.
Absolutely, Milwaukee got off to a fiery start. Giannis Antetokounmpo with a great game.
Just doing all he can, really.
I mean, honestly, I'm just proud of Giannis so far. Yes.
Is he the best player in the league?
No,
you have to play the playoffs first.
And I find that interesting as now the new setup is that they play the playoffs before awarding the award.
That's stupid.
As it is a regular season award.
No, I agree.
So it should just clearly go off regular season merit. And if we were doing that, I would say that Giannis is deserving, just because from day one through the rest of the league, he was on fire.
Right.
He was efficient. His team's number 1. Right. Defensively and offensively, he puts in the amount of work. Whereas Harden, yes, he went on a streak with 36 points and whatever assists, but like that could do nothing if Houston doesn't get through these playoffs. And the team wasn't even playing great together when Harden was doing that. Like it was Harden having to bail his team out
every time
because Chris Paul was injured, or PJ Tucker couldn't hit a 3, or
But I think that
Capella
points
was
to his greatness even more.
Yes, but I don't know. I feel like now that we're weighing the playoffs into this, you have to see what both of them do.
But that what's happening though? Like I feel like it has to happen regardless. Like
I feel like they wait into the playoffs only because now they award and vote on the award after the playoffs because they have the whole NBA awards now.
So they should just make it. They shouldn't make MVP regular season. They should make it.
I always thought they should just do a duel.
Like what about the poor guy that's on the team and he's the best player in the league and his supporting cast is awful, right? Then what do you do? How do you give a guy that can't make? No,
yeah, that's true. It's like how do you weigh that type of merit?
You know, if he's going in clutch and he's the only reason they're even contended, and they don't make the playoffs. But he's still best player in the league.
I mean, you would argue that would be like Anthony Davis in a way, because Anthony Davis plays, actually, like Anthony Davis plays above most centers in the NBA.
Anthony Davis is sometimes like the top, like the third best player in the NBA.
Exactly. And
by himself.
The fact that they have put zero around him on that Pelicans team, sad, very sad.
But he's gone.
Well, yeah, he's definitely gone. But he still has one more year, so he needs to get traded.
He's going in the Knicks.
Imagine.
Right.
I could tell you who's going to the Knicks.
Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson, Kyrie Irving,
and Anthony Davis.
Imagine could so much.
And then imagine they're like, you know what? We're gonna re-sign DeAndre Jordan. Just have a monstrous starting five. Like
it would be a serious cap hit.
For real though. But imagine like New York would blow up.
Oh, absolutely. It would be that would be the NBA's dream. Is that both teams in New York are relevant?
And LeBron would be sitting there like calling up everybody, like,
can I get a 3-team trade to Brooklyn? Yeah, thank you, please.
Unfortunately, though, it seems like Cleveland is in the running to get the number 1 pick again.
Amazing. and who else? And who else? The Suns. Fantastic.
Please. The Suns lit it up at the end of the year, though.
Well.
Exactly.
You see, the Knicks really tanked. The Suns
we went for it.
But the Suns somehow started beating all these good teams at the end of the year.
Well, because what happens is that they changed the
lineups towards the end of the season.
No, they changed what's it called?
Okay. They changed the draft percentages.
Yeah, they changed it. So the worst team doesn't necessarily guarantee you the number 1 pick.
Yeah, no, it's the lottery. Yeah.
So it's
like the top 3 worst teams both have the same percentage.
So even the Knicks started winning towards the end. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, right. You're like, no, keep losing.
I need them to lose. I was telling Fitz just put in 4 players and just tank. Don't even put the 5th player in the game. Just put 4 out there.
You know what? Though? We get number 2. We still get RJ Barrett. And who's to say RJ Barrett doesn't go first if a team wants a true player?
Exactly. I mean, as well as the fact is like RJ Barrett does seem like the player that has more upside potential. Like can expand his game and that game could translate into the NBA. Whereas Zion isn't a finished product, but clearly has less to work on. And you could see his
does he play?
Zion?
Yeah. In the league.
In the league, I would see him at a 4 or a 3. Because now we're playing a smaller NBA. Like there's not the typical 6'12", 6'11" power forwards.
There's no more, yeah.
So I think with his weight, he could get away with being that heavy and playing the 4. But he would need to adjust his body.
He also has to work on his jump shot, but not the fact that because it still goes in at a good rate, but the release is not. It's not going to work.
His shot form.
It's not going to work.
He reminds me of like just sort of like a bigger Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I mean, very Larry Johnson-esque.
Yeah. He just has this weird thing where he's like very good at a lot of things, but he's like, but he's just bigger than everyone in the college. That's
I mean, in high school and college, it was like that. He's going against guys who are twigs who aren't nearly at the same athletic ability as him. So it's going to be interesting seeing how that translates into the NBA next season. Well, it is 5:26. It's WICR, and this is a Weekend Sports. We'll be back with more NBA playoff roundup and MLB baseball roundup. Thank you.